A brief glimpse on science is the focus of the latest KSP2 update. There's also some discussion going on surrounding bugs, so let's jump straight into the post and have a look at what's going on there. The forum post, as always, then comes from creative director Nate Simpson, and he goes into a few details here, specifically on a little preview here of a science component. We're going to talk about that and analyze it in just a moment, so do stick around for that. But let's start with the first part of the developer update, where Nate Simpson goes into bugs. And yes, bugs are discussed a lot lately, but that is the nature of early access. We play a lot of KSP2 and we understand both the big and little frustrations around playing the game in its current state. So an acknowledgement there that the game is in, it's got some issues to say the least. It's easy enough for me to say, in my corporate way, that we're aware of these bugs and that we're working on them, but I don't think that gets close to the urgency we feel. So we know that players definitely feel a sense of urgency about this. Some players are quite content to sit back and wait and see what happens. That is why they brought in. Other players just really want to dive into the game and get past some of these game-breaking bugs, specifically the ones that cause the game to crash or stop you progressing or even lose progress via saves. At any rate, this is a project which we've devoted all our energy and passion. For many of us, the 1.0 version, so that will be the final release version of KSP2 as it comes out of early access, will be a crowning, career-defining achievement. You're obviously expecting this to be a very big deal, and anyone who's heard Nate Simpson and some of the others from the team discuss KSP2, you'll be able to tell that they are very passionate about it and definitely have a lot of enthusiasm as well as big goals for it, lofty aims. So we're not just aware of the bugs, they stand between us and the promised land, and we are making every effort to eradicate them. It means a lot to us that in spite of the setbacks, the community still believes in this team and the overall vision for KSP2. Now, something here I have noticed over the previous weeks is that since launch into early access, not full launch, the community fell off the hype train, really. A lot of players had high expectations for the game. The early access wasn't quite what they hoped it to be, understatement, and, people disappeared. But slowly, people are coming around to the idea that the game is improving, and that will start to happen or continue to happen with the next update. Here, Nate communicates that they're about to tell us the timing for the release of the upcoming 1.3 patch. But no idea just yet what's going to be, and now I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly, it's going to be heat mechanics or re-entry effects. I think they're slightly further down the line, but nonetheless, we can expect to see a few fixes in here. Now, the only thing I would like to say is it's great to see Nate addressing the issue of bugs, but I do want to see him address the issue of performance as well. If he can't do that at this point, then when do you discuss these things? At any rate, very good post so far as always. In the meantime, we've been building some lovely science collection parts, and this is where we get into the science part of things. Of course, science is the first major feature on the roadmap. Intercept Games have confirmed that they are working on it, that it is coming soon. We don't quite know what soon means. It seems it's not going to be a matter of weeks, but it may be a matter of a few months. But time will tell on that one, I guess. At any rate, this is, like I say, we've been building some lovely science collection parts, which are meant to provide interesting, meaningful payloads for research missions. This is one of our new radial science collection parts, designed by Chris Adderley, built by Alexander Martin, and animated by Paul Zimmer. And if we go down, we can see how this actually pans out. So we can see a boom arm here, some goo as well, and mysterious goo, and of course some antenna for the communication. So it seems to be a collection of scientific applications here. There's also a camera there by the looks of it, and of course it is all shielded with gold. So not only is this a boom arm, but it looks to me like this is a magnometer, so used for studying the magnetic fields of Earth. Could be used to measure solar physics or even geophysics. Maybe some other uses too, depending on what the science requirements are for the particular mission at hand, whatever the individual player's goals actually are. But Yeah, this is the first time that we've actually seen a science part in action. A bit more complex perhaps than what we're used to seeing so far. Nice to see all of the various applications combined into one single part. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yes, bonus to anyone who can identify what these science bits actually do. Well, actually, let's go down and have a look, see what people think of this. So someone is saying a magnetometer boom, I see there. So that's what I thought previously. What else? Sort of looks like a magnetometer, but with the collection and optical equipment. What else have we got? Looks like most people are in agreement with it being a magnetometer. I see a magnetometer boom, some kind of radio plasma wave science array, 2 mystery goo looking capsules, a camera array, and something that could either be a telescope or a mass spectrometer tube. I actually missed that one. Where's that? Maybe at the top here? Completely missed that. It's like every stock KSP experiment rolled into one convenient package. Yeah, it could be very interesting to add that to some spacecraft. Now, another thing I do want to touch on from this post is something I have mentioned in a previous video, but a lot of people possibly have missed it, so it's well worth coming back to again, specifically or especially as this has been mentioned by Intercept Games now. It's a website called kspbuilds.com. And this is a website where you can go to and download various vehicles. In fact, it's much more easier than just downloading. You can go to the website, select a vehicle, press Ctrl-C, copy, and then go to the VAB and KSP2, press Ctrl-V, and it will paste the vehicle directly into the game. So extremely easy to use. You can see there's a few things here. Pigeon heavy. We got the SR-71 Blackbird. Sorry about my phone going off there. Should be off. We got the Space Shuttle, the Space K rocket ship. Interesting. And as you go down the sides here, you've got all the sorts of different vehicles that you can try out. Now, some of these are very complex. Some of these are using a lot of procedural wing parts. If we look at some of the space planes, for example, a lot of nice little things there. So yeah, like I say, well worth checking out. I use this website a lot. I actually like that design there. It's just caught my eye. The craft is missing some parts, unfortunately. It doesn't match the picture. Nonetheless, worth coming to and checking this out. So that's the KSP Builds website. Very handy to use, actually, with the various problems in KSP2 at the moment. It means that you can get some builds directly into the game very, very quickly and just test them out and try out different things at your own pace. So there we have it. A very brief glimpse at science in KSP2. Hopefully not too long away at this point. There we go. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? What are you looking forward to? Is science the big update that will bring you back to KSP2, assuming we get some performance fixes and bug fixes to go along with it? Or are you waiting for content slightly further down the line, such as Colonies and Interstellar? Do let me know in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.